everyone, and welcome to an Americans for Limited Government live stream. I'm really excited today to have Rachel Keene join me. You may know Rachel as the conservative mama. She has millions of followers all across social media. She's huge on Facebook. About 250,000 people follow her on Facebook. A lot of you follow her on YouTube. That's how we actually first met Rachel here at Americans for Limited Government. She did some really fun videos with us about a year ago. What Rachel's really known for is just the savage takedown of the liberal left, but with humor. She's so funny. So welcome, Rachel.
Hi. Well, thank you so much. It's great to be with you. It's exciting. I loved working with you guys. So, you know,
yeah, we definitely share the same values. We're fighting for our country, for freedom and liberty. So, folks, if you're watching out there, definitely join us with some questions. If you have anything you want to talk to Rachel about, she's super into policy, even though like she's funny and her videos will make you laugh. She actually is kind of a policy nerd. Like, would you even admit to that, Rachel?
Oh yeah, I'm a political junkie. I love this stuff. But I like this side I'm on. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I want to be in the whole nitty-gritty of it. I like the comedy and that way to influence. So,
you know what, Rachel? Yeah, we just heard, and you had told me right before we went on that the Kyle Rittenhouse jury was possibly coming back.
Are they back now?
Yeah, and let me see if there's a way that I could stream that through my Chrome. Just a second. I'm going to try to share a screen. Let's see if it is possible. Theoretically, it is.
Okay, yeah.
Stream, the best one is Law and Crime Network.
Okay, so stand by, folks. We're going to try to bring you what's happening in the Rittenhouse trial. We'll put that on the side.
Yeah.
So,
I think everyone's watching that right now.
Which one do you want me to watch?
Law and Crime Network. Any stream is fine, but that's the best one. It doesn't have all the overlays. You just search Law and Crime Network.
I'm like nervous. I don't know. I'm nervous.
I think we all are, Rachel.
I know.
Because we just don't know what is happening. Okay.
And I think it's the mom in us too, having a kid, having children, knowing that
you can get them the usual, or you can get them Zazzle. With that,
was like a commercial beforehand.
Toys, but
yeah.
Okay. So Rachel, looks like now we're both on the screen.
Okay.
We have the very popular YouTube channel called Law and Crime.
Okay.
So that's on. Let's see what's happening.
Judge said.
Okay. How come I'm not? I just get like a blank screen up here. Let's see. Why not? Watch live, unless so many people are trying to watch that I can't even.
Well, maybe they haven't opened it up, or is the jury in there?
Yeah, it looks like the cameras right now are focused on Rittenhouse. He's seated.
Oh, wow.
My screen, David, is just showing that like this is all I'm seeing it live. Watch live.
Oh, that's from yesterday. Click on their channel there.
Okay, let's see.
And then let's see, go to videos.
Watch live. All right, folks. Sorry about this, but
it's not even showing the stream on my page though. Oh gosh.
Okay, so there we are on the side. We can see. So,
did you give us your RMTP for your personal Facebook profile or for your page?
For my page.
Okay, interesting. It should have worked, but it looks like it didn't.
So if you're watching with us, we just tapped into what's happening in the courtroom in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Looks like the judge is getting ready to speak.
Everyone is watching this right now. My goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, there's his mom.
Oh, in the blue with the black.
No,
in the purple.
She's in the back.
With the white shirt.
And the white shirt. Yeah, the black blazer, it looks like. I can't imagine what she's feeling right now. And we tell our kids to, to be brave and to not be intimidated. And considering he had family in this place, Kenosha, and he's watching the city that he loves be completely torched and burned to the ground, and he goes to a place that he cares about to defend and protect. And we tell our kids to be bold and to be courageous and not to be intimidated. And I mean, I totally identify with this kid, like you were saying earlier, Catherine, how you can see your own kid.
Right. Well, so my son is the same age as Kyle Rittenhouse, and we in our home, just like you have taught our kids the same thing, to stand up for what they believe, be courageous. And my son has done that over the years.
Yeah.
But sometimes I get a little worried because we live in a very liberal area, Northern Virginia, where he gets a lot of pushback.
Yeah.
And so part of me wants to just say, just keep your politics to yourself. Let's just not be really vocal about it, because there is so much pushback at that age. And, I just, it's tough. It is tough.
For those of you in the audience portion, no, it doesn't need to be. There can't be any reaction at all, no matter how strongly you may feel. It's understood that many people do have strong feelings, but we can't permit any kind of a reaction to the verdict. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of law enforcement here, and you will be whisked out of here if there is any. So just be aware.
Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous.
Okay.
Hello?
Would you go down, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
I think this judge has done very well. I really think he's kept a lot of decorum in this trial.
Yeah. I'm like so nervous to talk.
I wonder if it sounded like that might have been a call to the jury foreman.
Yes.
Come down.
Yes.
And yesterday, I loved the way he handled MSNBC and threw them out. And
Exactly.
said more.
There's been so much jury intimidation through this whole process, though, which made me think there could be a mistrial with that alone, because the jury really is scared to give a verdict because of the consequences and what could unravel from this. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's one of the biggest concerns, is that jury intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, members of the jury, have you elected a foreperson? Would you give your juror number, please?
54.
54. And has the jury reached a verdict as to each count of the information?
Yes, we have, Your Honor.
One verdict and one verdict only.
Yes.
Would you hand all of the paperwork to the bailiff, please?
This is the one that we did.
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh my gosh, look at
Mrs.
those attorneys look so nervous. Oh my gosh.
Now, has the judge seen the verdict already? Is he looking at, what is he?
I don't think he sees the verdict until it's read by that foreman.
Oh,
Defendant will rise, face the jury, and hearken to its verdicts.
State of Wisconsin versus Kyle Rittenhouse. As to the first count of the information, Joseph Rosenbaum. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the third count of the information, unknown male. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber, we, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
Members of the jury, are these your unanimous verdicts? Is there anyone who does not agree with the verdicts as read? Would you wish the jury poll?
Oh my God.
Okay, folks, your job is done, and we started just about 3 weeks ago. And I told you it could last 2 weeks and 2 days. This is 2 weeks. This is 3 weeks.
I'm like,
You were a wonderful jury to work with. You were punctual. You were attentive. And the forgotten six over here who
Wow.
had a very
Phew.
difficult
Oh my
job
gosh.
of
What a relief.
keeping from discussing the case during the time that they were sequestered as well. All of you, I couldn't have asked for a better jury to work with. And it has truly been my pleasure. I think, without commenting on your the verdicts themselves, just in terms of your the attentiveness and the cooperation that you gave to us, justifies the confidence that the founders of our country placed in you. So I dismiss you at this time. You're never under any obligation to discuss any aspect of this case with anyone. You're welcome to do so as little or as much as you want. The media have requested, a number of media sources have requested the ability to talk to you, and they have been allowed to present presentations to you that you'll get in writing, and it's entirely up to you whether you want to contact them. They are not to contact you. If anyone does contact you, and just tell them you're not interested in discussing it, if that's the case. And if anyone persists in doing so, report that to us and it will be addressed, I assure you. At the beginning of the trial, there was some concern about information and your safety. And I assure you that we will take every measure to ensure that that is, your concerns are addressed and respected. I'm going to talk to you for just a minute, not about anything to do with the case, but just about that sole issue. And you, as I say, you're welcome to discuss the case as little or as much as you want. Any questions, anybody? Thank you so much. And you're after 4 years, you're eligible for service again. It would be my pleasure to work with you. Thank you.
Wow. Okay, so
Yeah, please.
let's see.
Or in the library. They can check the library.
Hang on just a second. Let me turn that.
Yeah, take them up.
Yeah, it's still playing on my computer screen here.
oh man,
Oh my gosh. Wow, that was
I'm
amazing.
like crying over here. Jeez.
It's so reaffirming of our system, like the judge pointed out at the end. This is exactly how the founding fathers envisioned.
Yes. Gosh, I'm speechless. I just praise God. Like that's all I can say. I've been praying for this kid, and it was so like I identified, like just because you have that mother's heart for this kid that was going to defend himself, and it was clear defense. And I'm just disgusted at how the media has portrayed this entire thing. And the more you dig into the story and watch the trial, you realize how much the media has twisted what this whole thing is about. And I'm so thankful that this kid, this just a kid, is is free. You know, I mean, wow.
Such a relief. Such a relief. But I think now this enters a whole nother phase of,
Mhm.
will the rioters, will the far left, the Antifas, the BLM, will they burn down Kenosha a second time? I mean, it's just crazy.
Well, it's crazy because I mean, you look at all the way up to the to Biden. Biden was portraying Kyle Rittenhouse as just this horrible white supremacist that was a terrible, terrible, rotten person. So I'm hoping that Rittenhouse now goes and sues the crap out of all these people that have maligned him and libeled against him because clearly, you know, justice was served here and he is innocent and he was acting in defense, and all these people that have just destroyed his reputation need to be held accountable. So
Yeah, I think I think you're right. They do need to be held accountable, but I don't think they will be.
yeah.
The first group that needs to be held accountable is the media. The
Mhm.
reporting on this has been atrocious. And
Yeah.
one of the things I've thought all along as we watched the trial is the prosecution was so ill prepared. At time and time again, they didn't have the basic facts. And I would say to myself, how do you come to a case so ill prepared? I think what was happening is the prosecution was basically relying on the media.
Yes.
Like they were going to try this kid in the court of public opinion, or
Oh,
they already had. Like
right.
they thought they were walking into a one and done case.
Uh-huh.
That's how it felt to me as I watched them put together their case, which was really, really flimsy on evidence. Like I can only think that they assumed that the media coverage was going to convict this boy.
Yes. And then holding that, holding that drone footage, they held drone footage back where they had more of a clear picture on what was going on and presented a more fuzzy picture to the defense. All and the just all the entire way this whole thing was handled looked like this was a first time for this prosecutor.
Right.
And he did walk in there like it was a slam dunk because he did know that the media was going to back him. And I'm so thankful that these jurors, thank God that they were not moved by the hype. You know, they sat there and they listened to what was presented, and they, you know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, like there was no evidence presented that Kyle in any way was going out there to kill people. It was all in self-defense, and I'm glad that the jury wasn't moved from an outer perspective, having, you know, because the media is a force to be reckoned with. We all know that, and they come for you. And so for them to just keep level heads throughout this process does give me hope. It gives me hope for like just humanity in general, because, you know, these are just everyday people that were brought into this trial, and I'm thankful that they you know, they saw it the way we saw it, because
Well, I'm really, you know, I think we actually need to continue praying for Kyle and his family, because I think he is now in a very precarious place. The left is so ginned up. They're so full of hate. They just want to tear down our country. And I hope that he can build his life back. And
yes,
not that he ever did anything wrong. That's the whole point, right? To even say that he needs to build back his life. His
right,
life, you know, he was on a good path, doing good things.
right.
I just hope he can continue and be strong. And as a young man, just starting out in life, really at age 18,
Yeah, it's just a carry now.
I hope good things for him and his
Well,
family.
we know it'll be a little bumpy. It's gonna get bumpy. I'm sure there's gonna. I predict they're gonna be crazy. That's what the left does. The left is insane, and they love division. It's divide and conquer with them.
Right.
So they're gonna spin this thing into, oh, you know, white supremacists got let off, and which is really disgusting. We know already that they're going to go on the attack and try to, you know, destroy him even more than they have. And but I think it's time for, I think what conservatives have learned through this process just over the last year and a half is that we have to stand up, we have to fight back, we can't cower, you know, and it's just what God was showing me just in my own prayer time is I kind of see this as like a David and Goliath type situation. I mean, when Goliath stepped on the scene, the Philistines, they were extremely intimidating to the Israelites, right? I mean, the Israelites were like, oh my gosh, no one can fight them. This is so scary. It looked like everything was on the Philistine side, including Goliath, this giant. And who came out? A shepherd boy, a kid said, I can take him. I can take him. And what's so profound about this whole story is, I mentioned it yesterday in a post, is David ran towards the enemy. He didn't run from, the Bible says he ran towards Goliath. And I think at this point, everything is on the line for our country right now. I mean, everything. Like communism is literally, they just passed the Build Back Better thing in the House, the bill in the House. I mean, they're cheering. This is a communist agenda to completely bankrupt our country, to destroy the dollar, to then, and it's absolutely insane for the left to think. And I know that they know they're going to bankrupt this. They want to bankrupt this country, and our debt collectors will collect. The goal is eventually to go to some one world currency, which is just, and you can see yourself hurling towards this if we don't start to stand up, if we don't start to speak up, if we don't start to run towards the enemy and say enough, no more. And I think at this point, people are starting to wake up. Even people that are in the middle are starting to say, okay, wait a minute, this is not what I signed up for. These people are so far left.
Right.
It's so far opposite of what and who we are as a nation and what we were founded upon, that I think we're starting to take a turn. That is my hope. And this whole trial and verdict that just came in, it gives me hope.
And Rachel, I like what you said about the people in the middle are starting to wake up, because it's those people in the middle that really, I feel like, hold the fate of our nation in their hands, because we know where we stand. And then we've got the people on the left, they know where they're at. But those people in the middle, they're the ones who we need to really capture their attention and help them to understand what's at stake. And we just have a couple minutes left, because we're going to talk to you today about your hilarious videos and sort of your approach to this fight that we are all in. You have a very funny way of looking at the issues and bringing humor to it. And I do think that you're really effective at getting those people in the middle, Rachel. And yeah, if you don't mind, I want to just share a video, one of your more recent ones. You titled it, we're moving to Mexico.
Yeah.
And I'll share that with everyone. And then you can tell me about that, because I think it is absolutely hilarious. And it just puts a really funny spin on the crisis at the border that we're all
right
seeing right now. So hang on.
Hey, yeah, I'm upstairs. Hello. Hi, neighbor. How are you? Well, hey, neighbor. What's going on? Well, there's just been, some rumors flying around in the neighborhood. And I saw a lot of activity going on over here. I just wanted to check in and see what you guys are up to. Yeah, we've decided to move. So. What? You're moving? What? Yeah, we're moving. We're moving. So. Well, where are you guys moving? We're gonna move to Mexico. So, hey, it's a big move. Mexico? Well, why are you moving to Mexico? Yeah, well, the plan is to move there, renounce our citizenship here, and then cross back over the border illegally back into the United States. So, well, why would you do that? Well, I don't want to take the job. Okay, I don't want to take it. And they're not making people that are crossing the border illegally, they're not forcing them to take the job. So also, the Biden administration is kind of mulling over the idea of getting $450,000 to people that cross the border illegally and have their children separated from them. So, it sounds like a good opportunity. It works for us in multiple ways. Well, are you taking the kids with you? Oh, yeah. Jake is already halfway there. We told the kids that there's a lot of money on the line here. And Kellen really wants a new PS4. So, they're all in. We're all in on this. we're going for it. Well, geez. I mean, maybe I should move to Mexico.
Oh my gosh, so funny
No,
and
let's
so
go to
relatable.
Mexico.
Yeah, that was exactly my reaction when I first heard that the Biden administration wanted to give them these like a nearly $500,000 per person. So like if you're a family of 4,
I know. It's insane. But like I said just a little while ago, like they want to bankrupt America. That's the goal. And I think hopefully people are starting to wake up. And like you said, I do try to use humor. Because I mean like you and I, we look at the data, we look at the facts, we're common sense led. That's just how we operate. That's how conservatives do operate. But a lot of people on the left and the middle are more emotionally led. And that's why I feel like humor causes somebody to be moved on an emotional level. And then they start to think, oh, wait a minute, why would I do that? Like, and why are they giving people that have entered our country illegally money? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, we're rewarding illegal activity. And then you start to go from there. And my thing is, I just want people to start questioning. I think if you start to question, then you can start to get to the truth. So
you've been at this for how long? Have you had the Conservative Mama platform on social media?
a long time, a very long time. I started blogging back in 2012, but then I started doing videos and using kind of my background in acting and directing and all that in 2016. So I've been at it for a while. And I my heart is the middle. My heart is that independent voter that they're not far right, and they don't buy into this communist crazy crap that we're seeing now. They do love America and they want the best for their kids, but they're not as as adamant and vehement about things on either side. They're just more in the middle. And I think that that's where comedy comes into play, because everybody laughs, right? Everybody wants to laugh. And so if you can reach them, through humor and through emotion, then they can start to kind of see it. And I think people are starting to ask questions.
Yeah, well, you are very good at what you do. Your videos are hilarious. And as I said earlier, oh, here we go. Let's see. Somebody asks, hey, does it work if you cross in from Canada? Mexico's a long way from me.
I don't think Canada. No, I don't think you can do it to Canada. I think it's just the southern border. And like I said also in that video, they're not making people get the shot that are coming across the border, which is like a huge red flag to me. Why? Right? If this virus is such a threat, then why? Why are they not inoculating people crossing the southern border? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Things don't add up. And once you start to think, okay, things don't add up, then you start to ask questions. And that's my whole goal, is to get people to start asking questions. Because once you start asking questions, that's when you start looking for the truth. And once you find the truth, then you see it. And then there's no stopping you once you have the truth. Being armed with the truth is the most powerful thing in the world. So that's my goal, is to get people armed with the truth and to ask questions.
Well, you're doing a great job. I noted that you have about 250,000 people following you on Facebook, and then you're on MeWe, you're on YouTube, Instagram, Getter, Parler, pretty much any platform out there. It sounds like you're on it. So just look for the Conservative Mama. And we are just really grateful for everything you're doing, because I think that the place that you're working in, the space, is sort of independent women, moms, oftentimes in the suburbs. That's just the real critical audience that every politician, everyone wants to message to, because those are the people that are really going to swing the elections and make a difference, I think, in the outcome of really the destiny of our nation. It's going to be those independent, in the middle voters.
Yeah, and the mom voters that's a huge base. And I think, like, just over this last year where we've seen, the Department of Justice, the DOJ now declaring parents speaking at school board meetings terrorists, domestic terrorists. I mean, it's gotten crazy, and that's where just that independent mom that's not, you know, too political, or just, you know, just I want to raise my kids. I believe as a mother, I know what's best for my kids. I know my kids better than a teacher that's been with them for, you know, a semester. I know my kids. And I think that once you wake up that mama bear, there's no stopping them. And I think that we're starting to see that happen in our country. So there is that hope that I keep holding on to. So.
Well, thank you so much for your time. And we are just so grateful for everything you're doing to promote liberty and freedom. And hopefully we'll have you back on again. And yeah, and again, just to wrap it up, we were doing our live stream when the Rittenhouse verdict came down. Kyle Rittenhouse acquitted on all charges.
Yeah.
So we're grateful that I know so many people's prayers were answered. And as you said, Rachel, it feels like he was the David up against the Goliath. And yeah.
Yeah, the right decision was made today, and that feels good, because we see a lot of bad decisions being made, but this is a good one. This is a huge win. So,
well, thanks everyone for being with us, and we'll see you next time on an Americans for Limited Government live stream.